Now, when we're talking Conn Smythe here, I didn't really give my picks like Harper did. If Florida wins, I think despite how good Officer Bob has been, I'm still giving the Conn Smythe to Tkachuk. His on-ice goal percentage is 79.4%. So he is just controlling the play. His Corsi's 61%. His on-ice expected goals is 63.8%, which is telling me he's being clutch because he's scoring above expected and they're game-winning goals. Was he at 4 or 5 now? It's been phenomenal. I heard someone, I don't even remember who it was, say like, oh, it would have been nice if he gave Bobrovsky a heads up like that they're going to do the skate right off the ice thing. But you think those guys are sitting in the dressing room going, hey guys, if we win this game, I'm just going to jump off and it'll be really cool, okay? They're not thinking about that. They're thinking about what they have to do in the next 5 minutes. So that was annoying. But yeah, Tkachuk's been phenomenal. Like everything he's doing for this team right now is some real leadership stuff, and it's been impressive. Now, if Vegas wins, I think it's pretty up in the air who wins the Conn Smythe at this rate. I think maybe Marchessault. He's scored some pretty big goals himself. He's up to, I think, 9 goals now as well. He's been great. So, Vegas, it's going to be, I don't know, flip a coin.
Well, pick one. Pick a guy.
Yeah, I'm going to say Marchessault.
Okay. And Harp, who did you say for your Conn Smythe picks?
Yeah, I didn't. I kind of jumped the gun on it. I obviously Tkachuk is my pick for Florida. I just think that the whole team kind of goes off of him. And then for Vegas, I mean, I was kind of thinking Marchessault as well, but just to be different on it, I guess I'll go with the goaltender, Adin Hill, and this incredible run that he's been on. I know it may be a bit of a short sample size, but or a small sample size, excuse me, but I'll go with the goaltender in Vegas.
I think you're both wrong. Like, I know it's a pick and it's an opinion thing, but Bobrovsky has been otherworldly. I think we're forgetting about, what he did in the previous 2 rounds. Like in the second round against the Maple Leafs, they had absolutely no business being in games 1 or 2, but Bobrovsky made 50 saves in game 2, I believe, and absolutely stole the show. It wasn't even close. Bobrovsky was the best player by a landslide. And, Matthew Tkachuk, I don't think had a single goal in the second round. So that's something to chew on too. I know he had a great third round, but maybe that's a little bit of recency bias coming through. What Bobrovsky is doing, I truly think even if they lose, and I've heard this argument, even if they lose, Florida that is, Bobrovsky still has a legitimate shot at winning the Conn Smythe because I think he's been that good.
I think the voting is going to be Tkachuk 1 and Bobrovsky 2, and then a Cliff and whoever else, for Hagee, I guess.
Well, yeah. I just don't. I
think it's going to be close, but I don't see how Tkachuk isn't important when he's the absolute energy of this team. He's controlling the play constantly when he's on the ice. He plays a ton. He hits everything that moves. He has scored multiple overtime goals to get them into this round. Bob had to stop a lot of shots to get them into overtime as well. But when the game is on the line, it's Tkachuk getting them through.
I guess, but I mean, if we look at round 2, who stole that series? Bobrovsky, not Tkachuk. If we look at round 3,
1, I don't think it was really Bobrovsky though.
Right. I mean, well, arguable though, because they were down until he came in.
Right.
And he was unbeatable.
But I think yeah. I don't know.
You're right.
We're gonna see. It's.
I know.
Yeah.
I just think I think we're forgetting how good this performance is because of Matthew Tkachuk, and obviously scoring multiple game-winning overtime goals is incredible. I'm taking nothing away.
Two things, Chad.
Yeah, go ahead.
Harper,
go ahead.
I think we're forgetting, Harper, is that Chad's a goalie. And I think every other sentence is goals above expected on the podcast. So
Could be.
might be something going on there. And I think the other thing we're forgetting is that both of us said, wow, Bobrovsky's done nothing. Tkachuk deserves to win the Conn Smythe.
No.
You're saying we're forgetting about this performance.
No.
I'm not forgetting about the performance. He's been unreal.
Yeah.
I think the voting is going to be like, I don't know, if it's out of 100,000 votes, it's going to be like 40,000 Tkachuk, 37,000 Bobrovsky. Like, I don't...
First of all, how many writers do you think there are who vote
I don't know.
Casey?
Man, I know nothing.
Jesus.
I never know what the awards are. They're all voted differently. They're all voted at different times. They all have a different amount of votes. They're all voted by different people. It's like, I don't know. I'm just saying, if there was 100,000 votes, that's the way it would be.
Why was the GM of the Year award voted after the second round? That makes absolutely no sense. Are you rewarding a team
Florida
for their
GM has it?
like? Are you rewarding a team for their regular season, or for their first two rounds of the playoffs, or both, or the full season including the playoffs? Like, take your pick. Like, make it make sense.
The NHL's like, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. So, listen, I just wanted to bring some attention to it. Yes, maybe I'm a bit biased because I'm a goalie myself. Yes, maybe I'm secretly rooting for this guy to win the Conn Smythe so that I can say, see, the Leafs got goalied. Like, that's what happened. Like, he was just that good. But I think there's also an element of truth in what I'm saying here, in that he's just been otherworldly, and this could be, one of the best goaltending performances we've seen since maybe 2014. Jonathan Quick, was that the year he was really good, or was it 2012?
2012, yeah, it was the 2012 Kings, and I mean, those comparisons have been out there like wildfire. But no, I know what you're saying, man. This performance by Bobrovsky has been unbelievable, and we're not discounting that fact at all. But
absolutely not.
No. But I look at Tkachuk, and he, for me, he is the one who drives them. Like, two hands on the wheel, he drives them.
Except for in the second round, because he had no goals. But yeah, no, I hear you. Like, I hear you, but there's just, I feel like consistency matters. I know Bob didn't start the playoffs, but every game he's played, he's been pretty damn good. And I think the performance we're seeing is pretty historic. So if I were to guess, I think he legit has a shot to win it, even if they lose. That's the point I wanted to get out there, because he's been great. And he loses 15 pounds a game, which is just insane. So give it to the weirdo for just being a weirdo.
Yeah, he must drink so much water before the game and then go, look how much weight I lost. No, I think either one of those guys deserves it. They're both doing phenomenal things for this team, and I don't know, there's been 3 goalies to win it since in the last 10 years, 20 years.
Yeah.
In the last 20 years, there's been 3
was probably
goalies.
The last one. Wait, did Vasi win it one year?
Vasilevsky, Quick, and Cam Ward.
And Cam Ward, okay.
Right, 2000.
So there's been 3 in the last 20 years, so I feel like there's been a lot of good goalie performances. Maybe the best goalie performances always lose because they play for the New York Rangers, but I don't know.
Well, and the thing about this is, too, though, if Bobrovsky even has like 1 or 2 tough games, and Tkachuk, gets like a point a game and is fine, he can kind of coast to it, because then Bobrovsky's numbers will not look very good, and all of the work that he did coming into this final series kind of means nothing. Whereas Tkachuk, those points stay on the board; they don't fluctuate, right? So I if you want to argue it that way, I hear you 100%. That makes a lot of sense, because Tkachuk has a bad game. We don't really talk about his odds going down, but then if Bobrovsky does, it's front and center, and he could be the reason why they lose. So
I guess I'm just picking the likely person to win this award, and that's
if we're talking probabilities, it makes a lot of sense. For Vegas,
the guy has 21 points in 16 games.
Yeah, it's
pretty sick.
Yeah,
but they're both good.
McDavid and Draisaitl, though, last year had over 2 points a game. They had 30 points.
How many game-winning goals did they have?
I'm just saying, they only played two rounds, and they had more points than Tkachuk.
They only played 2 rounds.
I know. I'm just saying. But I didn't pick for Vegas. Can I pick for Vegas, boys, just quickly?
Yeah.
I promise.
Yes, you can. Go
This
ahead.
will be quick, and I'm not picking Aiden Hill because although he's been good, the sample size is too small, and it doesn't make sense, Harper, so I disagree with that pick, though I respect your opinion. I'm picking Jack Eichel just to rub salt in the wound. I think that would be my pick for the Conn Smythe on Vegas. That's it.
Great. It could potentially be 2019 all over again. O'Reilly gets shipped out, goes to St. Louis. They win the cup. He gets the Conn Smythe, and so we could see this again with Eichel and the Golden Knights. And look, he's been fantastic. You know, he didn't have he was under a point per game in the regular season, which for a $10 million player is not great. But, you know, coming off that big surgery and first full season and all of that. But he has been fantastic for them. He has been a play driver for the Golden Knights. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Hot take for sure that one of Eichel or Reinhart, the two former Sabres stars, are going to win the Stanley Cup.
Well, that's going to happen. One of two.
Yeah.
One of them could also win the Conn Smythe. And you mentioned Jack Eichel being just under a point per game in the regular season. In his last 82 total games, 83 points. That includes playoffs as well. So, guy steps it up when it matters. So, you know, good for him.